Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our first morning mobility session. I hope you're all awake. The earliest morning session that we have this week. All our goal is here today is just to get your body flowing, make you feel a little bit looser, more ready for the day after hopefully what's been a really good, relaxed sleep. Grab yourself a little bit of water, 30 seconds here before we begin. As we go throughout the workout, if you have any questions, I've got two coaches monitoring the chat box. So Coach Jacob and Coach Frane are there at your disposal. So if you have any questions, any concerns, any aches or pains due to the movements that we're doing, please post your question and Jacob or Frane will be happy to help. You only need a little space on the ground today. We're going to start at the bottom, work to the top. So we're going to start at the lower intensity and then work to something that's a little bit more flowing and a little bit more moving of the whole body. 1.5 meters squared or enough space that you can lay down on the ground. And that's exactly where we're going to begin. So in your little space, all I want you to do is to lay down, because first we need to be relaxed. So just lay down on the ground and we're going to focus on your breathing. So you can shut your eyes. You don't need to look at me right now. Just focus on what you're doing with your breath. I want you to draw the breath in through your nose and then let it go through your mouth. You're going to draw it in for a count of 4 seconds. And then let it go for a count of 8 seconds. So you can shut your eyes for this. You can go back to sleep if you're still feeling a little tired and a little jaded. But 4 seconds breathing in and 8 seconds breathing out. Fill the lungs and we slowly let it go. So the purpose of doing this is to just set your body in a nice calm and relaxed state. We have 2 types of nervous activity in the body. When we're up and we're raring to go, that's our fight or flight. That's our sympathetic nervous state. When we're in that state, our body holds a lot of tension. We want to reach a parasympathetic state, which we can control with our breathing just like this, so that we can be relaxed, release that tension, and then we're going to be better able to promote our mobility. So we'll just go another 20 seconds, so 2 more cycles. Breathing in slowly for 4 seconds, and then letting it go slowly through the mouth for 8 seconds. In that last breath. And when you completed that last cycle on the breath, you're still laying on the ground, nice and easy to begin with. Bring one knee up to your chest and then pull and hug as tight as you can. Just a couple of seconds, we release and repeat on the other side. 2-second holds. We'll get 3 of these. Nice and easy each side. As you pull on the one leg, high and tight, press the other leg hard and straight into the ground. Final rep. When you've done your 3 each side, bend your knees and place your feet about 10 to 15 centimeters away from your butt. And we're just going to rock those knees lightly, moving from side to side. As you do this, you can still work on that same breathing rate we talked about at the beginning. So remember, it's coming in through your nose for 4 and out through your mouth for 8. You can gradually start to increase the range of movement as you rock from side to side. Try not to roll the hips too much. Think of the thigh bone in the hip joint. It's rotating and loosening up the tissues in your hips. And then we're going to do something similar next, laying on our side, but now our rotation is going to come through our thoracic spine. So laying down on your shoulder, place your knees in whatever position feels comfortable for you, arms out in front, and then as if you're pulling through your body, reach to the back of your room, and then swim back through. I'm rotating away from the front of my body as I breathe out, and then I breathe in as I return to the start. And we're going to get 5 before we switch sides. Thinking of the timing of your breath so you can relax through the movement. And then simply just roll to the other side to get your 5 the other way as well. This is a great time to assess and feel if there's any differences from one side to the next. We're not perfectly symmetrical beings. There's going to be a little bit of asymmetry in your body, and that's fine, provided it does not cause you pain. So as I said at the beginning, there's 2 coaches here in the chat box. If you have any pain or questions, feel free to ask away. We're going to sit up for this next one. Cross one leg under your body, grab a hold of the other thigh as if it's in a headlock, and then place your hand on the front of your knee. We're going to draw nice big circles with your toes. So make that circle as big as you can, move in one way, all the way around. When you get back to the top, return the other side. So these movements, we're going to do 3 in each direction, slowly. We call them controlled articular rotations, or CARs for short. So all we're doing is accessing the full range of motion at that joint. When it comes to mobility, it's a use it or lose it principle. So if there's ranges of motion the joint should be able to perform, and you do not perform those ranges regularly, you're going to lose the ability to access them. When you've done 3 each direction, switch, do the same on the other side. A little bit of a headlock at that knee and thigh. Toes up, 3 big circles in each direction. Controlled articular rotations. Nice, easy thing to do at some of our key joints each morning to ensure that you're not going to lose any of that range. Each circle, try and make it a little bit bigger than the one before. And when you've done your 3, you can lay back on your side. So, nice comfortable position. Looks like I'm posing for a magazine shoot. I'm not, but I know I am on the TV. One leg straight at the bottom. You're going to pull the other one up nice and high. We're going to do these controlled rotations now at the hip joint as well. So once the knee is up, open. So you're going to open it as wide as you can. Then I've got my heel, which I'm actually trying to lift towards the back of my head. So I'm getting some internal rotation. Now my knee is going to make a nice big circle before joining the other knee together. Now I'm going to work in reverse. Push back, Raise that heel up towards the back of my head. Open. Come high and down. Just one more time. We're going to do two each side. Lift. Open. Heel to head to internally rotate. Big circle. Knees come together. You should feel tension all the way through this. You're trying to irradiate that tension right through your body now, because we're controlling with our nervous system an active range of motion. And down. When you've done both, switch to the other side. We'll repeat the exact same thing. Find your comfortable side laying position. Knee up. Open. Open as wide as you can. Again, you may be able to see some asymmetries. Heel towards your head. Big circle of motion, bringing the knees together. Push back. Heel towards the back of your head. Open. Lift to the front and down. One more time, repeat. Knee. Open. So this is external rotation. Heel to head. Internal rotation, and then a big circle to go through that full range. Reverse, push, heel to head, open, lift, and down. Good job. We're going to do controlled rotations for your spine as well. So you can go onto your knees this time, wherever you're comfortable. Tall kneeling or half kneeling, whatever works for you. I'm going to go into a half kneeling position and cross my arms over my chest. I'm going to curl my body forward so my thoracic spine, the mid to upper back, goes into flexion. I'm then going to rotate away from you guys. Lean to the side. That top shoulder rolls back, and I lift my chest as high as I can to the sky. Then I rotate, rolling the other way, dip down to the side, and roll back in front of my body. Repeat. Roll, lean, chest up, lean, roll back to the front. We're just going to get two each way. So I'm going through that rotation. The back, I get big lift into thoracic extension. Roll through the spine. One more time. Rotate, lean, chest lifts, rotate, drop, and finish back in that flexed position. Shake it off. We can stand up for our shoulders. Always good with this one if you've got a little bit of a wall or something to work with that you can put some pressure on, lean your body to create that tension. I'm going to do this outside arm, the arm facing you. My thumb is going to lead the way. So I'll come a little bit closer to the camera so you hopefully can all see a little better. But I'm going to reach up above my head as far as I can without my ribs leaving my hips. So my ribs and my hips stay locked together. When I get to that point, I am turning my thumb around and it's coming all the way down. My knuckles face inside towards my hip. It looks like I've turned my arm inside out. Now I'm going to reverse. Thumb leads the way back. When I cannot lift any further, I rotate back through and make as big a circle again as I possibly can. Twice on each side. Thumb leads the way. I turn and I rotate, making a big circle. Knuckles come into my hip. Reverse. Thumb leads the way. Rotate. Big circle. Try not to turn your body. And down. Let's repeat the other side. So just 2 controlled rotations on each. Thumb leads the way. Get to your top point. Rotate through that shoulder joint. Make the circle as big as you possibly can. You can see my difference, how much more rigid and stiff this shoulder is compared to the first one. You're moving slow because you're creating so much tension through the muscles that support and guide that shoulder joint. They are working close to their maximum intensity. So we talk about strength. Just by doing this, you're going to get stronger in what I would say are extreme ranges of motion for you. So you're working strength at end range. Now we can shake it off. There's things you can do for your wrists, very similar to what we did for the ankles, but we're going to focus on the main joints of the body that require mobility. Hopefully you feel a little bit looser already. Now we're going to get a little bit more dynamic. We're just going to momentarily go back down onto the ground, and we're going to sit in what we call a shin box or a 90-90 sit. Close as possible to 90 degrees at front and back side. Torso as upright as can possibly be. If you need to shorten the angle at your knee, that's totally fine. You're going to actually push your butt back to bow forward. We get a little stretch maybe on the hip or the glute, and then rock back away. So we're just coming into that stretch. 2 seconds. It's an active stretch because you're pushing your butt away, and then rise back out. We're going to do this one 5 times. Coming in and back away. Breathing in as you rise. Breathing out as you push your butt back and bow forward. Got one more time here. Breathing in. Breathing out. And back up. We're going to stay on this side. I'm going to allow you to lean down onto your elbow. Still got close to 90 degrees at my knees. And I'm going to thread the needle under my arm one way. Maybe that brings this hip and this hip flexor into a little stretch. And then I'm going to open and pull back. Now I'm working on the back hip more. And I'm going to get this one 5 times. Also, thread the needle, breathing in, pulling back as far as you can, breathing out. 2 more. Reach and pull. Reach and pull. When you've done your 5, we're just going to repeat the process on the other side. So we'll start in our 90-90, torso as upright as possible, hips go back and into that bow position. 2-second pause before you rise back to the top. 5 reps. Still breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. When you've done your 5, again, lean into the outside on the elbow. Thread the needle as you breathe in. Pull back as far as you can as you breathe out. Breathing in. Breathing out. So working a lot on the hips today. I know working from home, you guys are probably going to spend a lot of time today sat down at the desk or the dining table doing some work. So those hips are going to build a lot of tension. So you want to make sure they're as loose as possible to begin your day. Also through your spine, because we're going to be stuck in a rigid position. Last one on the ground. All fours. So wrist under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Now I want you to rock back, sit down onto your heels. Walk your hands out. Reach as far as you can above your head. And then you're going to walk your hands one way to the side until you get a stretch on the lat muscles. So the side of your back, and then back to the middle. Walk the hands the other way. Just into that lat stretch here. So the back of your armpit going down at the sides of your back. One more each side. Breathing out as you walk the hands across. And relax. We've got 10 minutes. We're going to get a little bit more dynamic. So I'm up. We're going to put those movements together into a little flow. So the first movement here is to go drop and pull to high knee, and then push that leg back into an inverted hamstring or an aeroplane position. Coming up, knee hug, push back, aeroplane. And I'm going to do this one 5 times, trying to maintain my balance, not letting this free leg touch the ground. There's your challenge for the morning. Can you balance the whole 5 reps without that leg touching the floor? 5 and switch. Mobility and stability go together. Without mobility, you cannot be stable. Without stability, you cannot be mobile. So the two work together. You can be flexible. You can be able to reach passive ranges of motion. But if you don't have that strength at end range, you're not going to be as stable. And that's ideally what we're looking to achieve. So that's movement 1. Movement number 2. A little bit of a world's greatest stretch. We're going to take a big step back. On my backside here, I'm trying to get a straight line head to heel. And then on my inside, I'm driving my elbow towards the ground. Push and rotate. But while I'm here, I'm going to get 2 rotations today because we're working on mobility all the way up. Then that top hand comes to the outside. And I'm going to pump my butt up to the sky. And I'm going to get that twice. Then I'm going to come down into a lunge position. My back knee is just off the ground. And I stand up. Repeat the other way. Big step back. Straight line. Head to heel. Hand down. Drive the elbow towards the instep of your foot. Big rotation to the top. Hand down to the ground. Sorry, we get 2 rotations. And then 2 butt to the sky. Lunge position again. Back knee is just off the ground. Push to the top. 1 more each side. Step back. Elbow in. Rotate. In. Rotate. Out. Butt to the sky once. Butt to the sky twice. Lunge position. Stand it back up. Repeat. Step back. Head to heel as strong as steel. Elbow in. Rotate to the top. We get this rotation again twice. Hand to the outside. Butt to the sky. We hit this one twice. Lunge position. and up. Shake it off. So that's 2 movements together. Next one, lateral lunge. So you need a little bit of space where you can step to the side. Toes point straight forward. I'm going to step out and sit back. If you're not sure of your range with this one, you go into a semi-squat position and then reach one leg out to the side. That's going to allow you to figure your range. But I'm going to step into it, reach my hands out in front of my body. Push back to the middle, go the other way. Step out, sit those hips back as if there's a little stool behind you. You want to sit low, keep your feet on the ground, trying to have your toes pointing straight forward. Once we've got the step, we can add the rotation. So I step out, Spider-Man fans, you're going to shoot a web across that top knee. And then when you get it to the outside, try and rotate a little as well. Back to the middle, step out, Spider-Man, shoot that web and rotate as big as you can. One more each side. Shoot the web and rotate. Back to the middle. Step out, shoot, rotate, relax. Shake it off. Those 3 movements we just did. We did knee hug to inverted hamstring, world's greatest stretch, lateral lunge with rotation. Now comes the challenge. Can we stitch the 3 together? This is going to make up your morning mobility flow, which you can add into your daily routine. So when you get out of bed in the morning, have a little shower, do a little bit of that breath work, and then we can go into this morning flow. It's a great, great way to start your day, get your body ready for everything that's to come. So let's go together. With me, drop, pull high, push back into aeroplane. That top leg then steps right back to the ground and I go straight into my world's greatest stretch, where again I'm going to get 2 rotations and 2 lifts to the sky. My lunge position, I stand to the top and then step out to the side. Reach and rotate. Back to the middle, and now I'm ready to repeat the other side. Drop, lift, so you're going from low to high, to aeroplane, step right down, knock the tree over, elbow to instep, big rotations here to the top. So I'm working with space limitations, just like many of you guys are. Hand down, butt to the sky twice. Lunge position, step it up. Now I can step out. You see my hips now, they're going back. Spider-Man web and rotate. Back to the middle, back to the beginning. Drop, lift, step back. My bad. Let's go again. Drop, lift, aeroplane. I missed that piece in my flow. Step back into world's greatest stretch. Takes a little bit of learning to get used to it because we're stitching these multiple moves together. And that's why we break it down first. So 3 stretches, 3 dynamic movements that work individually. They come together really nice to get the body flowing. Drop, lift, aeroplane. I remember this time. Step back, world's greatest. 2 rotations. Keep that back leg straight. 2 butts to the sky. Just finishing up here with 1 more of these in each side. Lunge to the top. Stepping away. Spider-Man web. Rotate. And back to the middle. That's something you can practice, something you can learn, as I said, add in somewhere to your daily routine. Hopefully now you just feel a little bit looser. Go and do your regular workout. Pick up on our YouTube channel maybe on one of the workouts from yesterday that you'll be able to perform now if you didn't do that. We got 2 more workouts to come today. So we've got a lunchtime workout with Coach Jean and then an evening workout with Coach Frane. Unfortunately, Fritz's internet, many of you know Fritz, didn't support the platform. He doesn't have a strong enough upload speed. So I'm sorry, but we won't be able to get Fritz online today. So Coach Frane will step in and take this evening session. As you're recovering here now, get your heart rate up a little bit going through that flow. We want to reset the system just like we did at the beginning. So come back down onto the ground, lay down in your comfortable position again. And this time I want you to feel the breath. So one hand on your tummy, one hand on your chest. And as before, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. But as you breathe in, the air should come in like a wave. So your tummy fills and rises first, then your chest. Then as you breathe out, everything just lets go together. Breathe in like a wave. Tummy fills first and rises high. Then the chest, and then slowly letting it go. See if we can match that 4 seconds in and 8 seconds out. The slower and longer you can make that exhale last, the more beneficial that it is. Remember, what we're trying to achieve is to calm your nervous system down, so everything is in a relaxed, lower tension state. Your body is optimized then for performance, not just movement performance, but also cognitive performance. So if we got a busy day today, if you have some meetings and some tasks that you need to get done, you're going to be better prepared for that mentally as well as physically. Thank you for your time this morning. Please feel free to continue with your breathing. I hope you feel a little bit better than you did when we joined here 32 minutes ago. A little bit looser, a little bit more ready. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your workouts to come this week. Thank you very much.